I'm Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Government issuing work permits even for fake visas. Around 7,000 complaints filed in 11 months as cases of fraud and human trafficking increase in the foreign employment sector. Road sections obstructed because of monsoon-induced disasters. Government does not have efficient mechanism for immediate repair and maintenance. Passengers compelled to bear the brunt. Zappa receives 8.17 billion rupees in budget for physical infrastructures, while the entire of Karnali province given only 7 billion rupees. Sunsari granted 55% of the funds under social development program. And Tribhuvan Army Club edged past departmental rivals. Armed police force to win the Women's National Kabaddi Championship, receive 100,000 rupees in cash prize. Cases of floods and landslides have increased with the beginning of the monsoon season. Road sections have been obstructed at 35 locations since 15th of June. Water-induced disasters damaged roads across the country during the monsoon season. However, the public have been compelled to bear the brunt because of the government failure in implementing preventive measures and solutions. Two-way operation of vehicles along the Dharan-Kimathanka road section under the Koshi highway has been obstructed because of Thursday's landslide at Samachar of Songkhwasava. Transport has been completely obstructed after the bridge over the Fedikhola along the Damoli-Khairani-Tar section of the Prithvi highway was swept. As considerable time is required for repair works of the bridge, an alternate way has been created for the vehicles. Besisor-Chame road section remained completely obstructed for a period of 2 days because of the landslide of 20th June. Prior to this, another landslide had damaged the Khurkot-Khurmi road section of the Mid-Hilly highway, and the section operates one way even as of now. Roadway has been completely obstructed because of landslide at 6 locations in the Pasthar section of the Mid-Hilly highway. These are just a few representative cases, as obstruction of roads because of monsoon-induced disasters have been increasing in recent time. Despite the public bearing the brunt, the government has stated that it is making preparations to curb the impact of the disasters. Considering last year's cases of landslides, the government had identified hotspots. Of the 80 national highways, last year's monsoon had obstructed 29 national highways, a total of 232 times. Despite short-term remedies, long-term solutions have not been sought. The Arniko highway alone suffered 33 obstructions last year, while the Karnali corridor also remained obstructed for a long period of time. Road sections have been obstructed at 35 locations since June 15 this year alone. As per the government, a total of 264 small and heavy equipment have been prepared to ensure the ease of operation of transport. A total of 12 Bailey bridges and other necessary resources have also been arranged. Despite such preparations, works have not been efficiently carried out. The government had allocated 150 million rupees to the Department of Roads to combat the monsoon-induced disasters alone. But questions have been raised regarding whether the amount is sufficient for this purpose. Now, courts are required to issue verdicts immediately after conclusion of the hearings on any case as provisioned by the law. If some complicated laws require explanations, justices can take a period of up to 15 days. But with the courts taking up to 2 months to issue verdicts after completion of hearings, it is not just delayed justice, but has also violated the laws. Court procedures on the case of former Minister Govindaraj Joshi, of which hearing began after 11 years of the filing of the case, concluded on 2nd of June, but date to issue a verdict has been set for 28th of July. Hearing on the case of former Speaker Agni Sapkota also concluded on 5th of June, but the verdict is to be issued on 26th. Based on the Supreme Court Regulation 2017, a maximum of 15 days can be taken for additional study on constitutional or legal complications. But this arrangement has been violated by the Supreme Court itself. Such a practice has raised questions on the judiciary. Justices can take up to 15 days to hold required discussions on complicated matter and contrasting opinions. However, the practice of delaying verdict after conclusion of required procedures has increased in courts of all 3 tiers. Such a practice has also raised suspicions of irregularities in the judiciary. The trend of setting dates to issue verdicts is usually seen in cases involving influential individuals or organizations. There is a huge pressure of unresolved cases at the Supreme Court. Verdicts are yet to be issued in more than 26,000 cases. In such a situation, not issuing verdicts on cases where court procedures have concluded does not just raise suspicions, it also delays other judicial procedures. Around 3.5 billion rupees enters Nepal each day in remittance, which contributes to the foreign reserve of the country and the skills in the youth. However, in addition to positive aspects, foreign employment has negative aspects as well. Cases of fraud where Nepali nationals are employed in illegal works abroad and handed fake visas have increased in recent time. Binay Sapkota of Sankha has been in Kathmandu for the past 3 months and has been seeking a job abroad. Agent affiliated to HR World Service Manpower and Company handed fake visas to 13 individuals, including Binay, and charged them 7 million rupees. The victims are now appealing with the Department of Foreign Employment for justice. However, the Department of Foreign Employment itself has been issuing original work permits easily, even when presented with fake visas. Meanwhile, Nepali workers have also been trafficked up to Cambodia for illegal works. Yambadur Thapa, an agent of Rupandehi, sent many local residents of the Tharu community of his own village to Cambodia for illegal works related to cybercrime. The victims, who barely managed to return Nepal, have also been appealing with the department to ensure the return of their money. A total of 6,843 complaints related to foreign employment were registered in the past 11 months. According to the department, 270 million rupees of the workers has been abused during this period. However, the workers have claimed more than ₹1 billion in return. Despite new trends emerging in the fraud related to foreign employment, the government has remained indifferent and there is no mechanism to curb such cases of fraud. Complaints ranging from high charges and workers being held hostage have been filed at the department. Stakeholders are of the opinion that despite the existence of several kinds of problems in the sector of foreign employment, proper programs to keep them in check have yet to be introduced. Foreign employment is the lifeline of Nepal's economy. Even marginal changes in remittance has massive impact on the national economy as well. However, the government mechanisms have not been able to ensure the sound management of such an important sector. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before we ask today's question, let us take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we had asked, what is your take on Home Minister Ravi Lamichhane saying GB Rai, who has been alleged of mishandling cooperatives' money, was located in Malaysia? 24% were for A, arrest immediately, 26% were for B, maintain confidentiality of the information, and 50% were for C, popularity stunt. And here is our today's question. Why have cases of fraud and human trafficking increased in the foreign employment sector? Your options are A, poor regulation, B, involvement of officials, and C, lack of awareness among the workers. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Parliamentarians have raised serious concerns with allegations of budget allocation in the constituencies of senior leaders of the ruling coalition and the ministers. In addition to the opposition parties, even the parliamentarians of the ruling coalition have been criticizing the budget. The analysis of the budget shows that the budget has not been allocated in a proportional and justified manner. It also shows that the leaders with access and the ministers have allocated higher amount in their respective districts and constituencies by abusing their authority. Minister for Physical Infrastructure and Transport Raghubir Mahaset has included 135 projects related to physical infrastructures ranging from 500,000 rupees to more than 10 million rupees in his home district, Dhanusa. A total of 2,721,378,000 rupees has been allocated for this purpose. In quite a sharp contrast, only 128 million rupees has been allocated for physical infrastructures in Doraldura, the home district of former Prime Minister and Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal has secured 1,740 million rupees under the Ministry of Physical Infrastructures in Gorkha, from where he won the election. A mammoth 8,170 million rupees has been allocated for Jhapa, the home district of CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli, the mastermind behind the current ruling coalition. This amount is higher than the budget allocated for the entire of Karnali province. Karnali province has been separated only around 7 billion rupees for physical infrastructures. This is an evidence to the unjustified allocation of the budget on the basis of access to power. It is not just the Ministry of Physical Infrastructure where such disproportional allocation of budget has been seen. Budget allocation of the Ministry of Women, Children and Senior Citizens shares an even worse plight. Minister for Women, Children and Senior Citizens Bhagwati Chaudhary has focused the budget in her home district, Sunsari. The ministry was allocated 49.4 million rupees for social development programs, of which Minister Chaudhary has separated 27.3 million rupees for Sunsari alone, and it is 55% of the available fund for the program. Of the 8 million rupees allocated for children development program, Minister Chaudhary has separated 5.4 million rupees, a massive chunk of 67.5% in her home district Sunsari alone. Allocation of budget shares a similar frustrating tale under the Ministry of Drinking Water. Minister for Drinking Water Rajendra Rai has secured 9,300,000 rupees for his home district Thanguta, while Kalikot, which is facing acute shortage of drinking water, has been separated only 37.3 million rupees. 550 million rupees has been allocated for Gorkha, the electoral constituency of Prime Minister Dahal, and 844,600,000 rupees has been allocated for Jhapa, the home district of CPN-UML chair Oli. Minister Rai has focused the two districts and ignored the others to gain the confidence of Dahal and Oli. Budget allocation of the Ministry of Irrigation is not an exception. 178 million rupees has been allocated for Gorkha, while only 2.6 million rupees has been separated for Roshwa, which does not have adequate irrigation facilities. Serious questions have been raised regarding the ownership of the senior leaders of the ruling parties and the ministers, as only their home districts and electoral constituencies have been allocated a large chunk of the budget, which evidently is an unjustified distribution. Smuggling of drugs through Nepal is not a new story. However, the trend of mules entering Nepal with expensive drugs, including cocaine, from South American nations and South African countries has increased drastically in recent time. Arrest of 4 such mules from different countries in a short span of just 1 week shows how the Trivandrum International Airport is being abused as an easy route by drug traffickers. 68-year-old Tanzanian citizen Donald Jackson Mabuga, who had arrived Nepal from a Fly Dubai aircraft on the 9th of June, was arrested with 18 cocaine capsules from a hotel in Tomel. It has been found that Mabuga had swallowed the plastic-coated cocaine capsules after reaching Addis Ababa of Ethiopia. During interrogations, Mabuga had said that there were more capsules inside his stomach, after which he was sent to the Nepal Police Hospital in Maharajganj. A total of 77 cocaine capsules measuring 1.206 kilograms have been recovered from him so far, while he is undergoing required treatment at the hospital. On the 12th of June, 33-year-old Bolivian citizen Laura Cruz Ticonia had arrived Kathmandu in an Emirates aircraft. A total of 2.1 kilograms of cocaine was recovered from the buttons of her dress during inspection. A few days later, on the 15th of June, 39-year-old Venezuelan citizen Simon Antonio Alfonso Rada had arrived in Kathmandu in a Qatar aircraft and was arrested with 92 cocaine capsules measuring 1.198 kilograms in total. Investigation has found that Rada had swallowed the capsules in Sao Paulo of Brazil. Meanwhile, 27-year-old Indian national Lal Ruatsangi has also been arrested. It has been learned that Lal Ruatsangi was making preparations to deliver the cocaine capsules she was to receive from the mules to New Delhi. Police has said that the market price of the confiscated drugs stands at around 157.6 million rupees. 3 individuals from different countries using Nepal's international airport as a safe route within a short span of just a week to smuggle drugs must be taken very seriously. Nepal's international airport does not have required devices and equipment to scan human bodies, which has built confidence among the traffickers to have the mules swallow the capsules. In addition to that, investigations have shown that easy visa procedures of Nepal have led to an increase in the use of Nepal's international airport as an easy route to smuggle drugs into India through Nepal. A total of 44 kilograms of cocaine have been confiscated in the past 4 years in Nepal, while the entire quantity had entered the country through the airport itself. With the security mechanism of the international airport being compromised by gold smugglers and drug traffickers, it is imperative for the government to formulate a strategy to solve these increasing problems at the earliest. In our Public Voice segment, we have asked in several provinces what suggestion they have for Rashtriya Swatantra Party, which has just turned 2 years old. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
जनताको आवाज बनेर जनताका समस्याहरूलाई आगामी दिनहरुमा समाधान गरोस्।
समृद्धि विकासको तर्फबाट चाहिँ जुन खालको एजेन्डा सदन सडक र बाहिर चाहिँ उठाउने गरेको थियो त्यसलाई अलि इस्युज रूपमा उठाउनु पर्छ। यो पार्टी हेर्ने युवाहरूको जुन सकारात्मक सोच थियो त्यो कता थोरै घटेको जस्तो महसुस चाहिँ भएको छ। यसमा राष्ट्रिय स्वतन्त्र पार्टीले सुधारेर गयो भने यो पार्टीको भविष्य चाहिँ नेपालमा राम्रो छ।
बोलिरहेको कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ व्यवहारमा लागू गरेर चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्न चाहिँ म राष्ट्रसभालाई सुझाव दिन्छु।
अहिले सत्तामा गएपछि त झन् डामाडोलै भयो। सत्तामा जानै हुँदैन थियो, गइसकेपछि काम गरेर देखाउनु सक्नु पर्थ्यो।
नेतृत्वमा नपुग्दाखेरि रविजीले जुन किसिमले बोलेर चाहिँ एउटा जनताको मन जित्न सफल हुनुभएको थियो त्यो अहिले गएर व्यवहारमा उहाँले लागू गर्न सक्नु भएन।
नेपाल र नेपालीको चिन्तन गरून्।
सुशासन र शान्ति सुरक्षामा विशेष गरेर उहाँले ध्यान दिनुपर्छ।
Sports news.
Departmental team Tribhuvan Army Club have won the Women's National Kabaddi Tournament. In the final play today, Army edged past departmental rivals Armed Police Force 25-24 to win the tournament. Army had won against Nepal Police Club, Bagmati Province and Northeast Province in the group stage. They had then seen off Sudur Paschim Province in the semi-final to secure their spot in the final. After winning the final, Army have also walked away with 100,000 rupees in cash prize. Runners-up APF took home 50,000 rupees. Meanwhile, having lost in the semi-final, Sudur Paschim and Nepal Police Club finished joint third and received 25,000 rupees each. Onuza Kulungrai was adjudged the best player of the tournament and received 11,000 rupees. The tournament was held at the covered hall in Loinchor. A total of 8 teams, including departmental sides, had participated at the tournament. The Kantipur Television is to broadcast the Under-19 Boys and Girls Volleyball Tournament, which begins in Kathmandu on Sunday. YY Instant Noodle of CZ Foods under the Chaudhary Group is the main sponsor of the tournament. Teams of girls and boys of 7 provinces are to compete in the tournament, which will begin at the covered hall of the National Sports Council in Tripureshwar, Kathmandu on Sunday. At a program organized in Kathmandu, President of Shahana Pradhan Foundation, Ramkumari Jhakri, Chief Executive Officer of CZ Foods, Pradeep Punasaini, and Chief Executive Officer of Kantipur Television and Kantipur Max, Shishir Pachai, signed the agreement regarding the live broadcast of the tournament. Speaking after the signing ceremony, Chaudhary Group Managing Director Nirvan Chaudhary said that the Under-19 teams produce athletes who represent the national teams in the future, and therefore the group was being associated with the tournament. Kantipur Television CEO Pachai expressed happiness for being involved in the national sport volleyball. Kantipur Television has previously broadcast several cricket, football and futsal tournaments. Meanwhile, Shahana Pradhan Foundation President Ramkumari Jhakri expressed her gratitude towards CZ Foods and Kantipur Television for being involved in the Under-19 Boys and Girls Volleyball Tournament, which is based on the objective of developing volleyball from the grassroots. That is all for the moment. Up next is the news in Nepali. Thank you for staying with us. Goodbye for now.